I actually had a lot of questions about the Fanatec situation, and you guys actually asked me to make this video and just to make my opinion on what's going on and if I got any more feedback and if I got any relevant information. So this is exactly why we are here today. I will just try to discuss a couple of things and to have like really an objective opinion about the whole situation. So I will go from the beginning and I will really try to help you out and to understand what's actually going on with Fanatec and with the Clubsport DD, with their financial statements. And it's official, they oversold the Formula V 2.5X apparently because they were moving warehouses. There was kind of miscommunication between their official system that runs their website and their warehouse, and on top of that they sold much more of these products than they intended to do. I mean, this product was going for $200 or euros, and there is no wonder why there was such a huge demand for this product. Of course, it does not justify the miscommunication in between their systems, but there was just a huge demand.
From a business point of view, I regret that this happened because it did not lead to really make more profit. It's rather the opposite.
And yes, I know a lot of you guys wanted to have a look at their financial statements and actually to understand the situation and just try to understand why the situation is what it is. So I think a lot of things we can learn from the financial statement, and we can see the full picture here, and I will actually tell you why is that. So their share price went down a little bit, which is, I mean, it happens on the stock market, but this decline was actually quite severe. It's really difficult to say if the company's market evaluation is relevant to the situation that is going in the company, because the company is so small. If you have a little look at this website, I'm usually using this to just kind of to have a little look at the insights of the stocks and what actually is meaningful and what isn't. So it says it does not have a meaningful market cap. So it's definitely harder to make kind of a good judgment. If we have a little look at their financial statements and their balance sheet and all of the other things, you can see that profit loss statements, and I think it's the best way to look at this is to have a little look at their balance sheet. And we can see here that they had a growth in fixed assets, which kind of reflects kind of a substantial investment in assets, property, plant, and equipment. So this probably would justify warehouse movements and maybe buying a better or a bigger warehouse. And also they were rising in inventories. Inventories grew from 55 million to 75 million. This probably most of this went out on the Black Friday sale. And of course, they had an increase in assets, which grew from 72 million to 90 million. And we can see that they have increased liabilities, which probably means that they took a loan from the bank to fund their future operations, including the inventories. Because if you're, let's say, making a new product, you want to have a release in the next couple of months, you need to have it in the inventory, you need to have it in stocks to sell it. My understanding is that they funded the whole operation, taken the loan from the bank, and they just wanted to sell as many Clubsport DDs as possible. And that's why they just wanted to sell the products as quickly as possible, and approval from Sony just wasn't coming. So in the end, I thought, okay, maybe they just wanted, or they were expecting Sony's approval a little bit sooner, and then in the end they would just, clear the inventories, put some money in the bank, and then eventually even fund their future operation even further, just to expand a little bit more, buy more products, to sell more products. It's eventually how it works. So I think this aspect of this whole idea wasn't exactly the best, because funding everything with the loan isn't exactly good thing. I mean, partially it is like 50-50, but in general, if you fund the whole operation, taking a loan from the bank, it isn't exactly the best thing to do. So I guess they were hoping that the Sony was going to get the release a little bit sooner, and they were supposed to sell their Clubsport DD pluses a little bit sooner, and eventually make those products to get on the market. And I guess they just wanted to get those products on the market as soon as possible to further again fund their future operation. Really hard to judge the company that was growing up pretty quickly. If we have a look at their financial statements and we just can have a little look at their growth. You can see 2019, they were not even selling, I would just say about 30 million in revenue. And all the way 3 years later, they had about 120 million euros in revenue. That pretty much represents just about 700,000 euros per employee. And they stated they had 175 employees at the time. And of course, they increased the employee count, which I think that was a part of the issue, or it still is a part of the issue. And it's also a part of the customer support issue, because there is simply no one to take care of all of the customer complaints. And when you got an issue, and when you got another issue, and it just builds up, and it's just like a domino effect, and it just keeps on going until I don't know what else actually happens in the end. So yeah, I also had a little look at their website, and you can see they have just about 12 job openings, which represents about 5 to 10% of their current employee base, which is quite a lot if you're employing 5% more people. And there's like corporate administration, they're looking for trainees, they're looking for permanent employees. To be quite honest, I'm not exactly sure what all of this in German means, but they're actually looking for people in customer support, which in these days it's kind of hard to get the person that is going to do such a job, especially in Germany. Finance, I'm not surprised that they're actually looking for a controller, because their financial statements definitely need to be rebalanced, and they really need to have a good plan to kind of plan their future activities, because otherwise you will get even more problems in the long run. And especially if one employee is generating 700,000 euros in revenue, I mean, what else can you expect? Of course, information technologies, ITs, operations, and all of that. And of course, they're looking at an affiliate manager. Once again, if you're looking at this video, I would really like to have a contact in Fanatec, which I still don't. Most of those issues are actually coming from the financial perspective, and in general, it's a corporate pressure to push their future activities and sell more Clubsport DD pluses in this case. So, I mean, it was just one problem after another. I'm not trying to justify a company. I'm not trying to say that, they are bad in every single way. Although some of the reviews that I was looking at, they were definitely not positive. And I definitely think that they're like, when you're moving a warehouse, you should know of the potential problems you might have. And if you're selling something that valuable for 200 euros, which was a Formula wheel on a Black Friday sale, you could expect some of the problems. But I guess all of those things once again are going to lead to HR problems, or just a low employee base, because there's just not enough people to carry all of that stress and to carry all of that work. And as I said before, it's just a domino effect. You got the warehouse problem, you don't have enough people to deal with it, you just one little brick after another, and it's coming down. And in the end, you get reviews that look something like this. Because I mean, to be quite honest with you, I was using their products for quite a long time, and I never had issues with their products. And I think actually I had an issue with I think it was the first base that I got. I sent it out for the repairs, and I had no problems with it. Okay, I waited for just about 2 weeks to get it back from Germany, but still, I mean, they responded to me in, let's say, a decent time. I think it was just about a day or 2 days. And in the end, anytime I needed something, I had a good customer support, even though it was long before this channel grew up to 40,000 subs. So don't think that this is just when you got subscribers, you got, I don't know, some premium customer support. Once again, I'm going to repeat myself. It's a domino effect. You're selling a good product. That good product doesn't have a good customer support. You're missing it with complete miscommunication between the systems. Warehouse isn't receiving the same information as the website is. All of those things, once again, they're going down. And the Clubsport DD issue is basically because they were building up inventories, and they just need to fund their future operations by selling those products. And I think, of course, as I showed you the picture, they will most likely release even more products. So they need the money to pay their suppliers, to fund those operations, to move to a new warehouse, to employ new people, and to actually get this whole thing to work. So I'm not trying to justify any of this, but I mean, this is the only explanation, and it's the only objective thing that I found in this whole thing. So guys, please let me know what you think about this, and please let me know your thoughts, your opinions, and I also posted up the article, which is going to be down in the description. So once again, thank you very much for listening to me, and this was just purely my opinion without any influence from anyone else, and that's pretty much about it for me. So once again, thank you very much for watching the video, and until the next time, bye.